This is the story of a man who was literally too angry to die. His name was Master Sergeant Roy Benavidez, and his life story is so unbelievable. Even President Ronald Reagan said, "If this were a movie, I wouldn't believe it." Our story begins in the dense jungles of Vietnam. Staff Sergeant Benavidez was on patrol when he stepped on a landmine. The explosion was devastating. Doctors took one look at him and declared his military career over. They said he would never walk again, let alone fight. But they didn't know Roy Benavidez. He didn't just ignore their prognosis. He defied it. Through sheer willpower and grueling, self-imposed training, he taught himself to walk again. A year later, he was back in Vietnam, ready for duty. He could have taken an easy assignment, but that wasn't his style. He chose to serve with the elite Green Berets. This is where the story goes from remarkable to legendary. On May 2, 1968, a desperate radio call came in. A 12-man Special Forces reconnaissance team was pinned down, surrounded by an entire North Vietnamese Army battalion of about 1,000 soldiers. They were taking heavy casualties, and their extraction was a disaster. The first 3 helicopters that tried to land were driven back by intense enemy fire. Benavidez was at the forward operating base, listening to the chaos unfold over the radio. He wasn't even supposed to be there. He was just there to help process paperwork. Armed only with a Bowie knife and his medical bag, he voluntarily boarded a returning helicopter, determined to help. He told the pilot, "Just get me on the ground." As the helicopter neared the landing zone, it was clear that landing was impossible. The fire was too intense. Benavidez told the pilot to just get as low as he could. Then he jumped. He sprinted nearly 100 yards through a hail of gunfire to reach the trapped team. The moment he arrived, a bullet slammed into his right leg. He barely noticed. He started treating the wounded, distributing ammunition, and organizing a defense. An enemy grenade landed nearby, and the shrapnel ripped into his back and the back of his head. He kept going. He called in airstrikes, directing fighter jets to pound the enemy positions, bringing the fight right to their doorstep. As he moved to recover the body of the team leader, he was shot again, this time in the stomach. Then another grenade went off nearby, blinding him with shrapnel in both eyes. At this point, Benavidez was a walking catalogue of injuries. He had been shot multiple times and blown up by 2 grenades, yet he refused to stop. When another extraction helicopter finally managed to land, he began the painstaking process of carrying the wounded soldiers to the aircraft, one by one. Under constant, relentless fire, he made trip after trip, loading the dead and the wounded onto the chopper. Just as he was helping the last man, he was confronted by a North Vietnamese soldier. The enemy soldier lunged, stabbing him in the arm with a bayonet. Benavidez pulled the bayonet out, but the soldier swung his rifle, clubbing him in the head and breaking his jaw. This is where most people would have given up. But Roy Benavidez wasn't most people. He fought back in a brutal hand-to-hand struggle. Despite his 37 separate wounds, he managed to overcome his attacker. Bleeding from literally everywhere, he went back to his task. He made one last sweep of the area to ensure no one was left behind, grabbing classified documents before finally allowing himself to be pulled onto the helicopter. The flight back was a blur of pain and semi-consciousness. He had saved the lives of at least 8 men. But by the time the helicopter landed back at the base, Roy Benavidez was no longer moving. He was covered in so much blood, his comrades thought he was dead. A doctor examined him and found no signs of life. He was pronounced dead on arrival. They placed him in a body bag as the doctor began to zip it up, sealing him away. Something incredible happened. Roy Benavidez, fueled by a primal will to live, managed to summon his last ounce of strength. He spat directly in the doctor's face. The doctor, stunned, quickly unzipped the bag. Roy Benavidez was alive. He spent the next year in a hospital, recovering from wounds that should have killed him a dozen times over. He had 7 major gunshot wounds, shrapnel in his head, scalp, shoulder, buttocks, feet and legs, a broken jaw and 2 bayonet wounds. But he survived. For his actions that day, Roy Benavidez was awarded the Medal of Honor, the United States' highest military decoration. His citation reads like a script from an action movie, detailing his conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. The man who doctors said would never walk again not only walked, he ran into the heart of a battle to save his brothers in arms and lived to tell the tale. His story is a testament to the unbelievable resilience of the human spirit and the power of refusing to give up, no matter the odds. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the will to live is the most powerful weapon of all. Thank you for watching.